Okay, hello everybody. Go ahead and let me know in the chat if I screwed up the audio, but we're here with David today, and we're going to talk balanced dice. Say hi, David, so I can see if your thing comes up.
Hi, David.
Okay, so hopefully that works and there's no echo, but please let me know in the chat if there is, and I'll mess with the microphones. Okay, so first, before we go in there into balanced dice, I'm going to pop up the newsletter so we can take a look. Yesterday we announced we have a mystery markdown sale. Yay! It's superhero themed. I don't know why. Oh, it's because I just saw Superman like 3 weeks ago and felt very comic book vibey, so it leached over. But essentially, we dropped all of our mystery prices. $15 10-piece sets that were at $15 are now at $10.99. Mystery metal sets were at $30, now they're $19.99. So some good deep discounts here. $45 Lux Stone and Glass sets are now $39.99. So if you wanted mystery sets, including pounds of dice, now is the time. There's no code needed, it's just a markdown, so all the prices are on the site, already marked down. And that leads us to the next announcement. $2 starter sets are back. So these are our $2 standard starter sets. We've gone over those before. We did a big $2 standard starter set last year, which, popped off like hotcakes. It was wonderful. And this year we've got another 30 plus styles in stock. They're all in big bins in the office, and we grab them as you guys purchase them, mix them up, and send them out. So that's it for announcements. Pretty brief, and we're gonna dive into balanced dice. So I guess to start off, Dave, I'll just start with you. Balanced dice. I feel like you get questions about this a lot because I get questions about this a lot.
Right. Yeah, it has become, I feel like I've become a debunker in
Mm-hmm.
many ways, like one of those
Yeah.
um uh people who want to show you how the magic
Uh
is
huh.
in sleight of
Open
hand and
open
stuff like
your
that.
eyes to the
Right.
reality of the situation.
Because the reality of the situation is, and this is my general thesis for all role-playing people, it doesn't matter. Don't just if you've got a really good piece, if you got one that is pretty that you like,
Mm-hmm.
just use it. And if you really want randomness, instead of trying to find one set that is perfectly random, have a couple sets that you like and switch between them
That makes
because
sense.
they will not have the same problems.
Right.
Not yeah, they'll have different problems,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
will
yeah.
eventually just mush
Cool.
into yeah. So anyway,
That makes
but
sense.
that being said, I buried the or I started with the conclusion.
It's fine. We'll
Let's
wrap it
get
around.
let's get granular with it
Great.
and talk about why this is the case. And I'm going to do that by going through a series of dice and telling you which ones are technically more balanced than the rest.
Great.
We'll start with this idea of the saltwater test, which is sort of the thing that everyone knows how to do. Is basically you
Okay, so
put your
I don't know
plastic.
how to do
Okay,
it.
so you put your plastic die in a little glass of water with
Uh
a
huh.
whole bunch of salt, and the die is going to float to the top because the salt water is going to keep it
Oh,
buoyant.
buoyant, sure. Like
Yeah,
when you're in the
and
ocean. Okay, I'm
right, and
following.
then if you spin the die and it is always coming up random, that is the most balanced possible
Okay,
die.
okay.
Um,
But if it always comes up like on the six or whatever,
right,
then that means you
right.
have what? Some part of your die is
Well,
more floaty than the other?
exactly. And so
Okay.
let's take it to dice number one
Okay, here's
that
dice
I
number
have
one.
here.
This is our little guy. It's
Okay,
a
so
D6, got like a swirly gold pattern.
yeah, and this is from Chessex,
Okay.
and this is probably the least balanced die that you could purchase.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite because it'll always pretty much end up on a six.
Hmm.
It's like that set is I had to stop playing with it because I started feeling guilty.
That's amazing.
Um,
That's good to
yeah,
know.
so the first thing you should know is in looking for something that's balanced, you're going to want to be able to see through the die. In this die, you can't see through it.
Ah.
It's not translucent, and therefore there could be bubbles in there, and that will move the weight in different ways.
Okay, so there
Um,
could be a bubble locked in here, but we would never know because we can't see
we would
through it.
never know it unless we cut it in half.
Got it. At
So
which point?
at which point it's no longer a die.
Yeah.
Uh, and on top of that, if you look at the drilling of the six, you've got six pips there.
Yeah.
And then if you on the other side, you only have one pip,
Right.
and that leaves
Oh.
for the one to be heavier, and
Mm-hmm.
that brings the whole thing. That means the one will be on the ground more.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's heavier on this side because you just have less of the material cut out on this side.
Right, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that tracks.
So, and you also, the thing too is you get, that's a six-sided die, so there's only six possible outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a D4 would be, if I had a D4 in that style,
Mm-hmm.
it would be more unbalanced because there's only four possible outcomes, and then you can really start seeing like, wow, that one is showing up
Okay, so if
every
it's a
10th time.
D20, like, oh, 20 doesn't have pips, I guess, but the same
Yeah,
concept on a die with more faces is going to like
right,
spread it out more.
right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, so that being said, I would not buy. So Chessex is pretty, and they do their
Mm-hmm.
stuff in-house, and I like them. I actually have that set in D6s, a seven-piece set, and a 10 sided die set because I
Nice.
just went large on that particular set because I
Yeah.
thought the gold was really pretty. Um, but they're not balanced, and um, the thing is, especially with like the D20 or
Mm-hmm.
something, as you go up and up in sizes, the the bias of any particular side of die is going to get spread out. So perhaps in 1,000 rolls, you're getting 10 more 17s than you think is going to
Right.
happen.
So not
But in
hugely noticeable.
right in actual gameplay, that's not going to be you're never going to be able to tell.
Right.
Um,
Okay, so buying chess XD6s with pips still totally valid if you like the
right,
style and the pretty
right.
colors, but
I would say the pips is probably the one die I wouldn't purchase because it is like in wargaming and things like that.
mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to you don't want to look like you're bringing loaded dice.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Um,
Especially in
and
wargaming you have like yeah, everything's reliant on this one style of die, so
right.
that makes sense.
So we're gonna go to number two now,
Okay.
and this one is gonna be from Game Science. This is an old one from the 70s that I have.
He's
Um,
clear as hell.
Clear
He's
as hell.
all the way through. You can also tell he's
Yeah.
old. He's got a little bit of a chip here on the edge. So
Hmm.
he's definitely been through some usage. And
Yeah.
yeah, I also think it's unique, this tiny little bubble on the inside. It looks like it's perfectly in the middle there. So
Right.
yeah, tell us
So
about this guy.
so that one is the Game Science. They're considered, or they at least historically have been known to be very balanced, kind of boring looking because they focus on the exactitude.
Sure.
Um, but that particular one is what I want to bring in because you'll see that there are chips in it and there are cracks in it, and
Mm.
that does impact input the roll of the dice.
Mm-hmm.
We can we bring up number three as well
Yeah.
and just have both of them up there?
Go ahead and get this guy up here. So this
Okay,
guy's obviously a casino die, and I think I even have the name here, Jerry's Nugget
right,
Casino.
yeah. So Jerry's Nugget die is very similar to the red one with a
Mm-hmm.
few exceptions, right? You see the sharp edges, which are
Yeah.
great. But they, instead of carving plastic out, they
Oh yeah,
put
they're
little
flat.
stickers on.
Yeah.
They're flat, right?
Yeah, totally
So
smooth.
these are considered the gold standard of balanced die as a casino die, because obviously if you're a casino owner, you don't want any probability to go the wrong way. You want it to be as random as
Unless
possible
it's your
because,
way. Yeah.
right? Well, yeah, it's stacked in the favor of the house, and you want to keep it in favor of the house.
Right.
However, the really interesting thing I found out about casino dice is that they have a lifespan of 8 hours.
Eight
So
hours.
8 hours, having
Oh
played 8 hours at a casino,
my gosh.
um, they will then take that die off and out of circulation, and they will put in a brand new one.
Do you know where the old ones
Uh,
go?
you're holding one. They sell, they
They
sell
sell
them.
them. Oh
Right.
man. I wonder
as
if
souvenirs.
they're not super cheap.
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I actually purchased one,
Yeah,
but
I
they're
wonder.
still particularly balanced.
Uh-huh.
But if you're looking for like if you're being real specific about you want balanced dice,
Yeah,
this is just more evidence in the column of there's no such thing as a balanced
sure.
die
Because this one's perfect, quote unquote, perfectly balanced, but only for 8 hours. So
for 8 hours. So I guess
yeah,
if you only played a game with D6s and you wanted to buy a new set of dice every single time you played,
right. This would be the
probably
way to
gold
go.
standard there. Right.
So in here on this on the little translucent red guy, so is
Yeah.
it am I correct in assuming that the shallow engravings of the numbers are also what keep it a more balanced die? The fact
Right.
that because they are very
Right.
shallowly
Hmm.
engraved. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I would also venture, I mean, I don't know this for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if I want to say Games Workshop. I meant, oh, I've already named that place. I've forgotten.
Oh, that
I
I
forgot.
don't remember either.
I've forgotten the company. But
So-
they're super into balance. So it wouldn't surprise me if they made sure that each side has the same amount of material removed from so
oh,
the,
got it. Yeah, because
right.
well, game science, I think. Right.
Game Science. Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
said that
wanted to say Games
they
Workshop, but it's
specifically
Games.
aim to do yeah. They
Yeah,
specifically aim to do balanced dice. So that makes sense that they would measure out like how much material was being taken out, like you said, and give
exactly.
us the best possible result.
Yeah.
And I guess also balance wise, I wonder if the straight edges do you know if those like that
Um,
specifically affects balance
that
at all?
that doesn't impact balance.
Okay.
Um, having rolled sides, which is the
Uh
alternative,
huh.
perhaps one of those rolled sides is just off a little bit. Because
Oh
those are
right.
going through plastic molds,
Yeah yeah
and that
yeah.
the drying of that plastic may make that corner just a little heavier than another corner, which will
Sure.
impact the whole thing.
Okay, that all makes
Uh,
total sense. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
just
let's
another
go.
opportunity for more or less material to be taken off.
Right.
Got it.
Let's go
Cool.
to die number 4.
All right, let me set these up here. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat real quick, make sure there
Sure.
haven't been any questions. Oh, Maria's here. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Okay, I think we're good. So let's move on.
Okay.
Brockton's here.
Yay, this is Brockton. Okay, so this is a zinc die with a nickel plating,
Nice.
and it is heavier than the other dice.
Yes, it is.
In
I can
fact,
vouch for that.
the what I thought was interesting when I first started doing dice is that a D20 in metal
Hmm.
is the same weight as a whole, or it's 7 times the weight of a regular set. So
Oh,
it's basically 1 to 1. One of plastic is the same weight as one set of, or one D20 of
one.
metal.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Is that still the
Yeah.
case with most of our sets? Like most of our sets? I know we sell
Yeah, I
10
mean,
pieces, but
yeah, and we
yeah.
get a little weird too. So
Yeah,
some
we
of our
do.
metal stuff is going to be
That's fair.
different.
Yeah.
So this I would say is probably kind of going up and up and up as far as the balance goes. This is probably more balanced
Then
than
those
all the other
plastic ones.
ones.
Okay.
Um, Even though there's engraving in the metal, the fact that it's so heavy
Mm-hmm.
also impacts the probability. So the fewer rolls that the actual die makes in the tumble
Okay.
will impact how random it falls. The more rolls, the more chances gravity has to do its own thing and settle
Oh.
onto the heavy side of a die. But since you're actually rolling these and it's tumbling less,
Yeah.
the fact that you're flipping it with your hand does add more randomness to it.
Okay, that's fascinating. So if you roll a plastic unbalanced, relatively unbalanced die, you're more
Uh-huh.
likely to get the unbalanced effect because it has more opportunity to sort of get into a free roll, and then gravity
Mhm.
affects the die the way it would be affected in like the saltwater test. That's
Mhm.
fascinating. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about balance, one way to combat it is buy metal.
You still don't know what's going on inside of that one.
Sure.
They're probably so that is going to be the zinc is going to be poured into there. So I don't maybe there's some imperfections in the zinc. Maybe the nickel dried in a different way. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they're engraved on the side or the numbers are engraved in there
Sure.
might impact it. But again, we're starting to just split. This whole thing is
Yeah, splitting
splitting
hairs.
hairs.
Yeah.
It's just about splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Go grab some of your dice, throw them in the air, spin around,
Right.
enjoy them, let them fall gently on your face. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of this
Yeah.
matters.
Fair, fair.
Go buy more dice.
I'm curious now though to see what kind of imperfections we might be able to find inside metal dice because you're right, they're usually poured into a mold. I wonder if there is a chance for any bubbling or the like
Right,
in there, but that requires maybe some kind of laser cutter. So we
right,
probably
right.
aren't going to find out anytime soon, but maybe in the future we'll do an experiment.
So pretty much any metal dice that you're rolling is going to be more balanced than uh, the plastic counterpart,
Very
just
cool.
every single time.
Yeah,
So
I'd
let's go to
not thought about that
number
gravity thing. It's so cool.
5.
All right, so here's 5. Sigil dice, another
Sigil
one of
dice.
our favorite designs.
So this one is interesting because can you hold up the silver one too,
Yeah,
number 4?
of course. Okay.
Um, the silver one here is made out of zinc with nickel plating, and
Mm-hmm.
then the numbers are enamel, similar to like nail polish.
Mm-hmm.
On the sigil one, um, this is an aluminum die, and what you're going to notice
It's very
is that
light.
it is lighter than
Yeah.
the metal one. It is actually we're going back more towards the plastic weight.
Okay.
However, what it has in its favor more than all other dice is that it is pure aluminum. It is CNC'd out, so it is cut out of one set of
Oh.
aluminum. So we know
Okay.
exactly what's in there because we know what aluminum
So
is,
it's
and we
aluminum through and through.
through and through.
Cool.
Now there's a few engravings on there, and that perhaps maybe might just a little bit detract from the rolling.
Okay, so to show
Um,
everybody at home, the print is actually flush. There's no
okay.
engraving with our sigil design, but the corner, like all the sides, have been
Well, is
shaped,
it
it looks
flush?
like. Uh, no, you know
That's
what?
great.
It's barely engraved.
Yeah, it's
It is
barely,
engraved. It is
barely.
so shallow. It felt. I
Okay.
could have sworn it was inked on somehow, but it's very
Well,
shallowly engraved.
I love this die. It is one of my favorite. We did not make these. You can see that the actual artwork drifts a little bit to the right
It
on
does,
most
yeah.
of the thing.
Yeah, there's a little
And
overlap
since
there.
right, and since we couldn't, uh, it just became a little too fussy.
Mm-hmm.
And CNCing aluminum is very expensive.
Yeah, I
It is
bet.
so expensive. These are uh, 3 or 4 times the amount it would cost to make a metal die of zinc is what it would take to make
Okay,
an
yeah.
aluminum die.
And
And
honestly, at
the
this weight, like this hand feel, they don't feel as expensive as the
mhm,
heavier metal ones. So, and I know we have that run in sometimes with like customer experience, especially at cons, where it's like,
mhm,
well, these don't feel like they should be expensive, and then so people don't want
right.
to pay extra,
Yeah,
which
but
I get.
uh,
But
Maria calls it the goblin brain, which I
yeah,
totally agree with. Like
right,
there's a
yeah,
little goblin part of us that thinks heavy is more important.
right. The heavier, the
Uh,
shinier, the better.
and
Yeah,
we can't get around that. And
yeah,
so um the fact so let's hold up that one and keep up and then pull up number 6 as
yeah.
well.
Okay, so let me just pop this over here, and then this is the next one.
Okay.
This
So this
green
green
guy.
one is from Gravity Dice. And these I don't know if they're still in business. I know in 2020 it got sold
Okay.
because I was thinking about buying it because I love the dice so much.
These are so cool. Again, very
Right.
light. And are these also cut completely from aluminum?
Completely from
That's
aluminum,
so
and
cool.
then look at the numbers. There's no engraving.
Oh
That
yeah, yeah. These
is
are flat. Completely
those are
flush.
completely flat.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Still a little of
uh,
that print
yeah, the print. Yeah, that was
migration or whatever you want to call that, yeah.
Right. But they do or did sell them to be perfect, and they were and are perfect.
Yeah.
And if you want a truly balanced die, the other thing with the aluminum is it helps. It doesn't. Aluminum doesn't chip. You could
Oh,
like
there you
maybe get a
go.
little dent into it, but like those are durable.
Okay, great. So you
Um,
have to like take a hammer if you want to do any damage, but for normal
right,
rolling, you'd be fine.
right. So
Great.
those that would be the most balanced die that
That's
is on the
very
market. And I
cool.
know, like we've thrown out Chessex, we've thrown out Gravity Dice, we've thrown out Game Science. Like,
Yeah.
look, it it's interesting to me that people like to think that dice makers have beef. At least they did. I don't know. It's been like there's no beef. Like
Yeah.
dice are amazing. I have a
Yeah.
collection that has all sorts of from Q Workshop to Kraken to like all
Mm-hmm.
like dice are cool.
Yeah. And we're all
Period.
and all dice makers just think dice are cool, so we're all in the same boat.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So there is actually no beef. And so I know that Gravity Dice did it, and I know that Kraken had some limited runs,
Okay.
but I think they also came across the same thing that we came across, which
Mm-hmm.
was people aren't buying these. They
Mm-hmm.
look boring,
Yep.
and they look boring. Sorry, we're in
That's
the
okay.
office. I don't know if you can hear that. That is Ian doing inventory. Um, they look boring, and when you pick them up, they feel cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, they are
we
as luxurious as you can possibly actually
right.
get.
Right. That's awesome.
Um, so that is the most balanced one, and now I have I'm saving one. I saved one for the end. This is the least balanced die in
Bef- Before
existence.
we
Number seven.
hop,
Oh
just
yeah.
because I can see what the material is made of, we have a quick question about metal dice in general. Someone, Farron asks, do you think that titanium dice are lead dice? How do you think that those would stack up? Do you know specifically, Dave? Or
Sounds like a way to get sick. Rolling lead dice.
yeah, maybe
Um,
not lead dice.
yeah, I think titanium would also be up there too. But
Yeah,
again, we're looking at price points, which just are restrictive.
sure.
Uh, is the material singular or is it homogeneous? If I know there's some people that did like bone dice, bone,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be buffalo or whatever, it's gonna not be homogeneous. There,
Right.
certain parts of that bone is gonna be a little thicker than other
Sure.
parts of the
It's a
bone.
natural material. That makes sense.
Right. So any material that is not um, some sort of solid metal
Yeah.
is going to get you the same problem.
Okay. Cool.
Um,
Very
if there are
cool.
lead dice out there, I'd love to see them though. I think
Eh?
that'd be pretty cool.
I'd love to see them and then not touch them. Is that the vibe? Yeah.
Mm.
All right. And
So
then
this is the least one.
least, and we did sell these. I think we still have a couple of these on the site.
Yeah, these sold like hotcakes because they're
Beautiful.
beautiful.
They're so pretty. These are our
This
liquid
is
core. This is our liquid core chonky that we sell. This is actually Dionysus Delight. I'm not sure if we still have any in stock on the website, but we do have a few chonkies left. And we
right,
also sold full 7-piece sets of liquid core. And yeah, I
right.
mean they're gorgeous.
Yeah,
You could shake
they're
it up,
gorgeous.
watch it magic. It's amazing.
So here's how this works. They have a dice mold,
Uh huh.
and then they have little balls filled with glitter. And
Okay.
they pour the plastic into the mold, and then they shove the ball into the glitter.
Oh, the
So
ball of glitter into the mold,
ball of
like
glitter
into the plastic. Okay.
into the mold, and then
Yeah.
it all cools, and then that's what you're holding in your hand.
Yeah.
So for that, everything's wrong with this die.
Yeah.
It's an absolute nightmare.
You're beautiful. Don't listen to him.
Um, the plastic ball may not be completely centered
Mm-hmm.
into the D20.
Actually, this
Um,
one, let's see at home, I don't know if you can tell, but towards my thumb here, towards the bottom, it's a little closer to the bottom than it is to the top. You can
right.
actually see, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to play a huge thing because also you get the ball itself has a bubble in it. Like I don't if you stop spinning it, you can look at the
Yeah.
top.
I don't know if I'll be
There
able to get
is
the camera
a,
angle,
a
but
yeah.
let's see if we can
There's a
do it
bubble
here.
there.
Yeah, there's a tiny little bubble. Let's see if we can pick it up on the. There we go. I think you can kind of see it there. Yeah, the tiny little bubble floating around in there, not doing us any favors balance wise.
Mhm.
Okay, we're back
And then
on.
it also makes the fact that there's liquid in there, that little bubble, makes the whole thing kind of hobble instead of
Sure.
roll.
Right, right.
The only thing I think this thing has going for it is that it's heavier than a regular die
Because it's chunky?
because it's a chonky.
Okay.
Um, I will still play with them because I think they're gorgeous, and sometimes it's about being fabulous. I will say,
It's always, not sometimes, it's always about
right?
being fabulous.
And they still sold really well
Hmm.
because they're gorgeous
Yeah.
and all for it. I have this theory that like dice is a little bit nerd jewelry,
Hmm.
and so it doesn't matter if it's functional. What
Absolutely.
matters is it's pretty.
Yeah, man, it's
And
the
this
swag, it's the
this is
glam, it's the fit.
big. This is big. This is glittery. So sparkly. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
This makes our goblin brains go yes.
Yes.
Sweet. Yes.
I know these always do really well at con because you can see well, every single time someone walks by the table and they're sort of looking at it, I go up and I'm like,
Hmm.
I shake it. I'm like, you got to shake it to get the
Hmm.
real effect. And it's,
Right.
yeah, just a swirl of magic in there. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's
Totally
a little
goblin
magic
brain
trick.
tickling. Yeah. So
Yeah.
great. Cool. So
Uh,
least though, least
the
balance.
absolute least.
Yeah.
Absolute
Okay.
least.
And
Um,
so we did. So in the scope of like just I guess for example, what we sell, in general, balance is not something you're going to be able to count on, whether it's us selling
mhm,
it or another dice seller. But if you do prioritize balance, then you'll want to look for things like heavy materials, um, eh, not pips on small dice. I guess like our
mhm,
pipsqueaks that we sell would be a bad call if you were really interested in
mhm,
balance, right? Just
mhm,
because the amount of material is a higher percentage than it's being taken off of each side.
mhm.
And then liquid core probably at the bottom. We're saying.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Although if you
Yeah.
roll your liquid core and you like the number that shows up most.
Yeah. To be fair, we now we have come full circle.
Hmm.
I do think the most fun and the most balanced you can get is curating little bags full of dice.
Makes
So
sense. Mix
not
it up.
one set, but
Yeah.
about like our pound of dice around that. So that's like five
Mm-hmm.
to eight sets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's going to give you so much variation that you're never going to be able to tell.
That makes sense. I know Maria, she has a habit of, for every character that she plays, I believe this is true, she has a separate dice tray for the character. She creates a palette of dice for that character. It's a mix of polymer and metal, and it's, yeah, 4 to 5 sets, I believe, all with like the theme. And so by doing that, she's ensuring herself an even greater amount of randomization since the unrandomness will be spread out
Right.
differently across the sets.
Which also brings into the conversation. Dice jail actually does kind of work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's always a solution. If you find that you keep rolling threes and you can't get out of it, just send them to jail. Problem
Mhm.
solved. Great. You know they should have we have dice jail. We should have like dice throne or something for those sets that or those dice
Mhm.
that just keep working for you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for the breakdown, Dave. This was very, very educational. I especially for me because I feel like I
Yeah.
knew generally that you
Yeah.
were supposed to just play it rule of cool and rule of fun
Mhm.
and don't worry too much about the
Yeah.
balance of your dice. But now I know exactly why, and that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for
I
sharing.
feel like everyone here just got smarter,
Yeah.
but there's absolutely no application that is
Yeah.
to
Fair.
do.
That's all right. Knowledge is power. That's great. All
I
right. Cool.
guess.
Well, on top of being more educated about what balanced dice mean, oh, we have a quick question. How about light up dice? Someone's asking. They have a Pixels D20. I think I have seen a light up dice. And I gotta
Right.
imagine those are probably, if they're polymer on the outside, then they're housing an LED on the inside. Then we're looking at the level of inconsistency of a polymer sort of hand assembled die, like
Listen,
the liquid core.
I th I think that's a good assumption to make.
Yeah.
However, I have watched the Pixel D20 people
Uh huh.
through their Kickstarter, and they are thorough.
Yeah.
They're definitely coming at it with like the heart. parts of engineers.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they
Like
if
counteracted
I
it
if
somehow.
I were to make pixel dice, they would be a nightmare. They would not be balanced at all.
Right.
I think those guys have a better shot than me, though. I think they may like put a gyroscope in there or something like to make it
Cool.
fine.
That's awesome.
That yeah.
I need to check them out. That sounds awesome. I have seen like quick video ads on Facebook or something for light up dice, but I haven't really dug in. That's awesome. I mean, if you want anything done thoroughly, give it to engineers and it
Yeah.
will happen. So, we're not engineers, but we do our best.
Mm.
All right, cool. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat while we talk about giveaway. Yay! So Dave has been kind enough. These are all, except for the liquid core. The rest of these are from David's private stash, and some of these are keepsakes that we want to keep. But you did mention you were okay with giving away one of these fabulous guys. Was it this aluminum one? The screen die? All right. That's pretty cool because this is what we decided was the most balanced die. And then we also got permission from Maria to give away Liquid Core Chunky Die, our Dionysus Delight. Again, I don't know if we even have any of these left on the site, so this is pretty exclusive too. So we're giving away our most balanced die that any of us have our hands on, and then our least balanced die that we sell on the site. So those are the two giveaways. Let's go ahead and do the aluminum die first. We're just gonna do the word in the chat, and then we'll do a count, we'll do a roll, and that's how we'll decide our winner. I don't know, Dave, if you've been watching the last few streams, but I keep trying to use the little like script thing where you roll a d20, but we have a cooldown period on that script that's like 5 seconds, which makes giveaways take a while. So we're gonna just do the old school count and roll. All right, so Dave, do you want to pick a word for everybody to put in the chat to win this beautiful guy?
Um, balance.
Balance. All right, you heard it, guys. Balance in the chat if you want an opportunity to win the CNC'd aluminum. I think we said anodized letter numbering. Most balanced option out there. Outside of the initial 8 hours of casino die, we decided.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about this casino die. Could we just get like a bunch, like for the office? Is there
Uh-huh.
a marketplace out there for that?
Yeah, there's a market. There's a basically every casino sells them in their gift shop.
Oh, okay. I actually think I probably have seen that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. And if you don't if Gravity Dice is still around and you don't get the screen die, they do sell them. So
Very cool.
show some love to like
Yeah.
another small creator.
Yeah.
They are straight up, they were a small creator that had like a workshop in the back of their house.
They were doing this in their house?
They were doing this, yeah, because that they came
So
from
cool.
they came from a like a they made parts
Oh,
for
okay. Oh,
cars and things like that.
are these the airplane dice?
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
those
think
are made out of airplane grade aluminum,
okay,
which is
cool.
true. I
Yeah,
don't know what that means,
yeah.
but it's
It's
true.
accurate,
They're
but we don't know what it
it's
means.
very nice aluminum.
That's awesome. It is also, I will say, like in person, it does have a very pretty sheen. So while it is simple, it is still a very pretty color that they chose here. I'm not sure what kind of color options that they were able to get, but they did not do wrong by this guy. All right, let's get a count in. Maria just posted the link to gravitydice.com, which means she probably checked it out and they're probably still in business. So that's great for them. All right, let's see. I'm going to start with Bibibibala with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got a count of 11. Oh, and Maria already put 11 in the chat. Thank you, Maria. So we've got 11. We've only really got d20s to cover that here. So we're going to roll a d20, and if it's 12 through 20, we're going to re-roll it. All right, here we go. We'll go ahead and use the balance die to roll it.
for the most honest result.
We got a 19. So we're going to
All right.
re-roll until we get a 1 through 11. Here we go. Second roll. A 10. We got a 10. All right, so that's second to last person. That's Farron Coon. Congratulations, Farron Coon. You get the most balanced die that either Dave or I have laid our eyes on. The most balanced D20, I should say. It's beautiful. Congratulations, Farron Coon. You know the deal. Go ahead and email me at rach@diceenvy.com, and I'll send you your balanced die in a very appropriately designed pouch of probability. So you'll get one of those for free too. Congratulations. All right, and then let's go ahead and give away this liquid core chunky, Dave. Do you want to come up with another word for everyone to type in?
Chaos.
Chaos. Chaos in the chat, everyone. If you want a chance at the liquid core chunky Dionysus Delight. So pretty. These are just so much fun to shake. It's not really picking up perfectly on the camera there, but the way that they swirl, so pretty. I'm definitely a sucker for, would that be form over function when it comes to dice.
Right.
It's like,
And if you want to get some of those
like
and you don't win it, the giveaway, we still sell those.
We have them.
We have. And if
I'm
they're not on
sure.
are they on our website?
Well, they're
we don't have a lot of them.
Website. I'm not sure if which ones we still have up, but we did sell them. We still have chonkies left, I think. I'm not sure if we have any full sets left. I don't think we do. But I know the twins have been bringing them to cons, so we definitely have some. But yeah, just gorgeous. Definitely form over function. Okay. I think we're all set. Let's get a count. We're going to start with scrolling. Looks like Sailor Venus Toe. Near number 1, followed by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 9 people in, so same rules apply. If it's a 10 through 20, then we'll re-roll. Well, I guess we could double it up, couldn't we? But that would require math. Are you down for a little light math, Dave?
Sure.
All right, so if it's 19 or 20, then we'll re-roll. But if it's 1 through 18, we'll divide it by 2 and find the 1 through 9. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, okay. It's miserable. No. We're the worst people to be doing light math on the stream. It's fine. So luckily, it rolled a very simple number of 5. So that's an easy one to count. Let's see, you backed up to Sailor Venus. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. RX78, you are the proud new owner of the least balanced die we have to offer. And that is this Dionysus Delight Chunky D20. And yeah, if anyone else is just bewitched with the magic of this thing, like Dave said, go on our website, and we've got a few chunkies left in stock. And RX78s, you'll also be receiving the Pouch of Probability pouch to hold your new, mostly partially unbalanced. But who knows which way it's unbalanced, you know? That'll be fun to find out, I think. This saltwater test is something we should do. I might do one of those on the stream in the future, or maybe for the newsletter. We'll see. Yeah, just to have it. Be fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dave. This was a lot of fun. We all learned a lot, and I hope that you're racking your brain for other cool dice stuff you can teach us about. As someone who's been doing this for, has it been a decade now, Dave? It's been close.
Yeah, it's about 10 years now.
It's been a lot, yeah. Well, okay. Thank you for joining us, Dave. Everyone at home, stay safe, happy rolling, stay hydrated, and I may not see you next week. There's a chance that we're going to postpone next week, but stay posted on socials because I'm not going to know until the end of this week. All right. I will hopefully see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.